Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Ray Smooth here today, bringing you guys a new series. I'm gonna call it Overrated or Underrated, and you guys can decide. But basically, I'm just gonna be running through what teams I think are overrated in the NFL, and what teams are underrated, and then we can have debates in the comments, or you could just comment what if you guys agree or don't agree. But as you guys see, first team here we have today is the Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns, I have them down as overrated. The Cleveland Browns have done a lot of great things, like getting Odell. Getting Odell was really good. That was a really good idea. And pairing him up with Jarvis Landry makes an excellent duo. This duo has worked throughout college. And they're both superstars, so I believe that they could actually be a force to be reckoned with. Now, the reason I have them down as overrated is because I don't think they're going to win their division. I do think that they'll live up to their hype. They might even win 10 games, but I don't know if they'll win their division or not. But we'll get all the pros down first. They did have a strong performance last year with Baker coming on. I think Baker looked good last year. I'm not even going to lie. He did the job. He won his 7 games. He did it. He did what he had to do. They also picked up Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was a good pickup. Although they already have Nick Chubb, it wouldn't hurt to get another running back. So Kareem Hunt and what he could bring to the table, despite him being out for I think it's 9 weeks, that's not a big deal. So they do have Nick Chubb that could take his place, or that's in his place right now. And then they could just mix him into the offense, although he is doing OTAs and training camp with them. So everything's pretty much settled. Another thing I wrote down was that they have a lot of young superstars. Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb. All these guys are rookies. David Njoku, I think this is his 2nd or 3rd year. You got Denzel Ward, another young corner who just blew up. Rookie season, he blew up. They got Greedy Williams, another corner. They have really good defense. They have young stars. They got Christian Kirksey, Jamie Collins, very young core. Myles Garrett, very strong people. I like this team's chance. They have Joe Schobert. I'm not going to count him out. They have very strong chance of being a good team. I think they could put something together. But I only have them winning 10 games, and here's why. They have a new head coach, right? Freddie Kitchens. Never heard of him. He was the offensive coordinator who took over when they fired the other head coach. Can't think of his name right now, but it'll probably come to me. They have a new head coach, so new system, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. So Freddie Kitchens is his first time being a head coach. Freddie Kitchens is his first time being a new head coach. And being offered a job as head coach. So the Browns must see something in him. But another reason I have them not as overrated is because they are hotheads. All of them. Like the main stars, not counting the defense. I'm talking offensively. You got Odell, who's really a hothead. You got Baker. Baker's a hothead. He can't handle drama. Very dramatic team. They can't handle Twitter beefs, and people, they argue with sports commentators and analysts, and they don't let other people say their opinion. They don't take criticism really well. They I don't know. The Baker and Odell, after they got into it with Colin Cowherd, I really believe that that they are really soft. They're not really strong-minded as people think, but they have so much talent in it. And if they could look past this, if they could get the drama out, if they could stop mirroring the net and high-fiving your coach, or not talking to your ex-coach because he was fired, I just don't understand. Very dramatic team. I just hope they could get it together. Another reason I put their division is very tough, believe it or not. You have the Ravens, who came out of that division, I believe, went to the playoffs. But the Steelers, they lost Antonio Brown. But remember, their head coach does have 2 Super Bowl wins under his belt, so you cannot count them out, really. And the same thing with the Ravens. The Ravens did win the division last year with Lamar Jackson, and I do think that they'll be back. I think that they might be able to take the division only because this is a first-year team. So, John Harbaugh, he has one Super Bowl win under his belt, and he has the second most playoff wins in his coaching span. So, I think that he's gonna make it out his division. He has a very good team. He got some new pickups, so I do think the Ravens will be on top for that. Now, another thing I put was a tough AFC. So the AFC is actually really tough. You got Tom Brady, you got the Chiefs, you got, all these past teams that just made it out that were like 13-3, 12-4. You have a lot of teams that are, great in the AFC. The Chargers, they're on the come up. They had a great season last season. You got a lot of teams that are solid in the AFC. It's not like the NFC where you're going to find a lot of holes in divisions and you're going to be able to exploit and, be able to really come on top because of those teams not being so good. In the NFC, you get a lot of, 10-6 teams, get 9-7 teams sometimes in the playoffs in the NFC, but you don't really see that in the AFC like that. AFC is much tougher than NFC, if you ask me, although they have probably the best team in football at the time. They have a very weak O-line. Although they needed to get Odell, or the way that they got Odell, I don't think that their O-line will hold up as good as it did last season. Because before last season they had, I believe, 2 All-Pro linemen. But now they have 1, trading Kevin Zeitler. I'm not sure if he was a free agent or if he was a part of that Odell trade or not. But I don't think that O-line is very good without him because he's an All-Pro. He held it down on the right side. One of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. But other than that, I just don't see this team. I see them being maybe like 11-5. Like that's a really good record for them. Maybe. But this season could go really bad. They could be an 8-8 team again like they were last season, only because they're a first-year team. Now, the first-year team thing, I keep bringing that up because that's so important. Maybe if it was the coaches like, 3rd, 4th year in the system, Baker got his, 2nd year down in the system. All right, cool. You input Odell, now it's just a timing thing. But no, now you have yes, Baker may be a stud. I'll give him his props. He might be a stud right now. But you don't want this thing with Odell. Odell had a problem at like the first week of him being in Cleveland. He didn't want to show up to camp. So you get this problem of, can they get their timing down? Will they be able to get it together? And this brings me back to another point of the dramatic team. Like Odell not showing up, and previous years they've had drama with Josh Gordon. So the Browns, they're really known for being like a drama team. You know of the Browns and their dramatic experiences in the past. But another reason I wouldn't even, let's say they do make it out their division. I have them going down maybe the first round of the playoffs because lack of playoff experience. You have everybody in that year. Everybody on that team is in like their 5th year or below. To be honest, I think there's only been like one person who's made it to the playoffs, and that's Odell. Oh, 2 people about Odell and Jarvis. Those are pretty much the only 2 people that have made it to the playoffs on that team and actually done something. Oh, Jamie Collins, I believe he actually won a Super Bowl on defense. But there's no playoff experience, and to be honest, if they do go to the playoffs, I doubt that they'll have a home field advantage. So it would really be interesting to see, this team has so much potential. As long as they can get it together and, stay away from the drama, I feel like they will be a top contending team. They can win their division. They could, win out. Although I don't really believe in their new coach. He's never been offered a head coach job. He hasn't done anything. I don't know why they fired the other head coach. It was Baker's first game, and I think they actually won. And he was doing a pretty good job, if you ask me. He, with the cards he was dealt, yeah, he went 0-16, or I think they went 1-15. But I think that he did what he could, the best he could do, and with the cards that he was dealt. So I really don't blame it on him. I really do blame it on the Browns organization. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.